feel like I couldn't get more interruptions than when I'm trying to film. So it is the next day. I literally got up and jumped into my truck and I'm headed to take care of some business stuff today. And it sucks because all I want to do is like get the camper set up super cute. I want to go buy like some plants and like make it our own and just whatever, cozy, but that's gonna have to wait because business sucks. Business sucks. But so I have another couple hour drive this morning and then a couple hour drive back, but hopefully everything goes well and I can get back to having some fun with the kids. So I thought I would do a little story time for you guys while I'm stuck in this car anyway. I don't think I ever told you guys the story of my near-death experience, like actual true near-death experience. On my 20th birthday, it might be a little long-winded, but it like has to be so you get the whole point. On my 20th birthday, I had a very, very good friend, best friends, like sisters. We lived right by each other outside of Chicago. We had like a lot of land, each of us, and she had horses. And she had a ton of horses on the land all the time. And she was obsessed with horses. And her kids rode ponies. They like trained all the time, rode all the time, went horse camping. That's just not my thing. I'm not, like, I think horses are beautiful. They're just not for me. I don't know anything about them. I have no business riding them. I don't like them personally. I like to look at them and not touch them. So on my birthday, she had me come over in the afternoon and she wanted to ride horses. She really like wanted me to be that friend that went horse camping with her. It's just not who I am, but she really wanted that, so whatever. After a while of her like begging me pretty much to go riding, I decided that, okay, just to shut her up, like I'd ride her on the pasture for like a brief time and then be done with it. So she'd shut up and we could have some fun and do what I wanted to do for my birthday. And so she had some daiquiris, whatever. She's a couple daiquiris. I didn't drink. Can you believe it? I never really drank before I met Bo. Like never. A bottle of wine would last me like 3 months, or I'd have a mixed drink. Like would never have hard alcohol in the house ever. Like my kids would tell you, Mom never drank. Just never did. I didn't really like the taste of alcohol. I don't like to feel out of control. Part of my anxiety. But whatever. Now I have more fun. So she saddles up the horses and I was on her horse, which was like a naughty little shit, but she was like, so I trusted my friend, right? She said she was training her and she had a professional trainer and she had been riding all summer and she was like better, right? So I get on the horse, she gives me the reins. The horse immediately runs into the pasture and like tries to rub me off on the fence line, and it's not doing anything I'm saying. I know like basic, you know, to turn the horse, whatever, and to get it to move, you know, you tap your foot on its butt or whatever. That's how I was taught. It wasn't doing any of that. It was pissed off. It wanted me off, and it was actually kind of hurt to be like rubbed up against that stupid fence. So like, you know, this isn't working. I just feel like the horse hates me. I just would rather not do this. I don't want to do it anyway. And she's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. So she's like trying to call the horse over and the horse isn't listening. So she gets off her horse. Her horse just kind of like runs. And she comes over and she takes the reins from me. We have to throw them over her head to get the horse away from the fence, right? Just to try to like lead it into the pasture. And as we're walking, I'm like, I really don't feel comfortable. I just want to get off. And she's like, no, it's fine. And she's kind of like making fun of me, but not. She's like, we'll just take you around like a loop like the little kids do at their birthday parties. And she's like laughing. And I'm like, okay, fine. Like, let's get this over with quick. All of a sudden, I can feel the two, like, the back hooves, like, jump. Its back legs. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, it was like a weird feeling. I could tell the horse was pissed off. And I know horses can tell when you're nervous. I mean, I didn't know that at the time. But, you know, whatever. I was fucking nervous. I couldn't help it. I'm like, this horse hates me. I don't like this horse. I just want to get off. And I didn't have any more time to get another breath out, because all of a sudden the horse took off. So we were going this way, and then it just like flipped its body as fast as it could and started running, like bolting in the opposite direction, kind of like a bull ride, really. It wasn't like a nice run, as fast as it could towards a tree and the other fence line. At this point in time, I'm holding on to the saddle. That's all I had to hold on to, I had no control. None. Reins are like on the ground. I'm freaking the fuck out, but like doing the best that I can because it's panic mode. Like this was all in like split seconds, you know? And all of a sudden, this is kind of like a spiritual experience. I don't know what your like spirituality is or whatever, but I consider myself spiritual. I heard in my head, I didn't hear a voice like talking to me, but like we all have like, you know, you can hear yourself in your head or whatever. It said, tuck your neck. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So like I did it, obviously. And the next thing I knew, I woke up in horse shit. I must have blacked out a little bit because I remember nothing from that moment of tuck your neck until waking up on the ground. And I remember like my vision being kind of like weird. You know, I'd hit my head very hard. What had happened is it went to jump over a jump to hit me off on a branch. And I did like a somersault in the air. And I landed on the back of my neck and shoulder. And I shattered my clavicle in 10 or 12 places. I mean, it broke and shattered. Like it was like crushed. The bone was like almost sticking out of the skin. Not quite, but almost. And I couldn't feel anything because you know you're in shock right away when you get severely hurt. And I had sprained my neck, like severely sprained my neck. So I'm laying in horse shit, and we live way out in the country, so it took forever for the fucking ambulance people to come. Then they had the audacity to ask me if I could walk to the ambulance. Like, hello, neck injury? I don't think so. But the doctor said that if I would have hit any harder in any more direction, like my neck would have just snapped. So I'm very lucky to be alive, but it ate 4 years of my life, right? So I had to have surgery. They put a plate in. And then a year later, the doctor's like, I had lost a ton of weight just because of stress. I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't brush my hair. I couldn't do anything. I was in miserable pain. The doctors, I ended up having like a home health care nurse to come, like give me a bath and stuff, because at the time, my husband, who I was married to for 13 years before Bo, just like didn't really give a fuck to help me at all. He was terrible. He was just outside drinking all the time. And I couldn't brush my hair. I really couldn't do anything. So my mom ended up staying with me for a while. At that time, it was like the one really good thing she did. Wait, hold on. I gotta see. Okay. This is taking me like a really funny way. It's kind of like scary. So a year later, the doctor's like, the plate, I started to look like Frankenstein because the bolts, you could see the bolts. And I was like, okay, not only does it look ugly, which isn't really the point, but it feels terrible and it hurts like all the time. There's like no fat there, so it just was like poking through, and I was afraid it was gonna come through the skin. Like it was severely painful. So the doctor's like, oh, you're young, like we'll just take it out. So I had another surgery, and 2 or 3 weeks later, I believe, I went to go turn my truck on. This is back when I had my old truck before the push start, before I could afford the push start vehicle. And it snapped in half. So if you ever notice, my shoulder is kind of like this, my clavicle. And I was like, fuck. Like, I just knew they weren't gonna be able to do anything for it. So like I waited till the next day to go in because it was late. And I already had medications from my surgery. You know, I just knew they weren't gonna do anything anyway, because it usually takes 2 or 3 days to get in to see your orthopedic surgeon. And that's exactly how it was the first time I felt. Like they, you know, he seen me and I had to wait 3 or 4 days for surgery. So I just knew, you know, I'd been through this rodeo before. That accident would have killed me if I wouldn't have listened to that, whatever you call it, in my head. Like, I think it was like my voice saying, but I feel like it was a spiritual like thing. I totally believe in all that stuff. I'm super spiritual, and I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for that. And it's like that horse accident totally changed my life. I was a totally different person before that. And I know they say like head trauma, and I wouldn't say, like, I'm not trying to like, I don't know how to say it without sounding, I'm just gonna say how I feel it is, my truth. I was like extremely Christian, homeschool mom. I wouldn't say like extremely Christian, but like I was taking the kids to Sunday school. I was just doing at that time what I thought was right, you know. And I was miserable in my life. I was miserable in my marriage. I loved my children more than anything. They were my life. I didn't have anything outside of my children, but I wasn't living my life for me either. I had nothing besides just being a mom. And that's great. Being a mom is wonderful, but you have to have your own life too, right? Because your kids grow up and they move away. And so I became like best friends with my family care doctor, because I seen her every 2 weeks. We just like became really close, and she took care of me for those 4 years pretty much. And I would sit there until like she was ready to leave for work, and when she was done with work, we'd sit there and talk. We'd go have coffee, and we just were really, really close. She was a super sweet older Indian lady, and I absolutely adored her. I'll never forget her. She's a huge part of my life. But she taught me so much about life and about, you know, having something for yourself, and just being confident and happy and finding peace. And it was just a relationship I never would have had if it weren't for this. So I always like try to look for the bright side in things. I say that, but I am like kind of a pessimistic person, not because I'm like a Debbie Downer, but because I'm realistic. I'm like a realist. So I'm not like flowers and rainbows, because that shit is just going to disappoint you. If I see an opportunity where I'm like, okay, this is going to be great, then I'm fucking happy about it. I always strive to be happy. I always strive for the right thing. But I do always look for the light at the end of the tunnel too. And yes, it was a terrible time in my life. It robbed me of a time when my youngest was little. I couldn't pick up my kids for like 2 years and cuddle my babies, and you know, it robbed me really of a lot of things, but it gave me so much also. And I feel like when some doors shut, others open. And I just feel like I was supposed to die, but something wanted me to live. I had so much more to live for because of that like voice or whatever. The accident was 2014. In 2016, I took a trip across the world to Pakistan, and I, alone, whatever, for 30 days, and I just like found myself again. It was an amazing experience. Maybe I'll get into those details another time, but like I really found myself, found out who I was and who I wanted to be, and I found peace. And sometimes you have to travel. Sometimes you have to put things aside and focus, whether it be take a trip or, you know, cut people off or do whatever you have to do for your own inner peace. And I just felt this calling to do so, and I did. And I came back a whole new person, and I fucking love Pakistan. I don't care, like a lot of people don't know much about the country, and I didn't really know much about the country till I went. The people are so nice, they're so hospitable, and I just loved it. I feel like it was very humbling. I learned a lot about how entitled and yes, I can get snobby too, like whatever, but like I learned a lot about how people really go without a lot of things and are so much happier than people who have more. And it just really humbled me and taught me a lot. Also, it kind of changed who I was. I feel like that whole accident kind of just put me on the right path. And I feel like sometimes if you're going in the wrong direction for so fucking long, like God is gonna smack you down, or whoever, whatever you believe in, is gonna smack you into the right path, right? Because you're going the wrong way and you need a wake-up call. And I am so happy for that wake-up call, because I love who I am now. I was kind of like a timid, quiet, I don't know. I just kind of meshed in like everybody else and just did what I thought was right, but never what I wanted to do. And now I'm living my life bold and happy, and it's all because of that horse accident. And yes, it sucked. It's painful. It's ugly. It's something that I still and will always struggle with as far as pain goes. But it gave me so much. It gave me my own identity. It gave me peace. And I just am forever going to be thankful for that. And maybe I'll share more about it at another time. But I've had a lot of like really weird spiritual experiences. I don't know if you guys are into that. Let me know if you want to like see more or hear more stories. I've had like even deeper like spiritual things that I know there's no scientific explanation. And I just like, I kind of want to share those with you guys, but I don't know if like it's the time. But I'm so thankful to be alive today because I have so much to be happy for and thankful for. Life is a fucking journey, and I'm excited to, you know, be myself finally. And I feel like sometimes really shitty things have to happen to you before good things can happen, because you have to shut some fucking doors. And it's hard to shut the fucking doors. People get so comfortable in their in their environment because they just know it. But really they're fucking miserable, but everyone is so scared to jump out of their comfort zones. And it's like, sometimes you need a kick in the fucking ass, whether it's a horse boosting you off of its back, or, you know, a divorce or whatever. And I had both of those, actually. And I'm thankful for both of those, because honestly, I wouldn't be who I am today if I wouldn't have got out of my comfort zone. You know what I mean? And now I have a different life, different opportunities. And sometimes that's just what you need. You know what I mean? To get you back on track. And if you're not happy and you're not doing what you want to do, don't sit here and feel sorry for yourself, because like I said in the last video, you could fucking die tomorrow, or you could be disabled. So my grandma was the biggest part of my life, really, besides my children and my husband now. But she always would sit in her chair because she was very like disabled towards the end, and she's like, God, I wish I would have done this, and this, but I feel 20 in the head and my body's like, fuck you, you know. She was like a really like harsh, like direct person. She's like, God damn it, don't you dare be like that. You just fucking do it, because otherwise you're gonna have so many regrets. Just fucking do it. She was like a baller. I love her so much. I miss her. There's all these like small towns always have like cute like little weird stores that you're kind of worried to go in, but like they always end up being the coolest. Also, I don't know why I'm not on a highway, but whatever. Thank you, GPS. Weird. So I'm not going to like ever sit down. I really want to share this thing with you guys. So I told you guys about this coffee table book, like this woman empowered book, like nudity, half nudity, whatever. Every girl gets like a spread in it, and we're talking about whatever makes us or unique. And there's a story I wrote, and I can't wait to fucking share it with you guys. It's a project that's been a year in the making, and we're gonna shoot a video for it, I think in the next month. And I can't wait. I really want to share the pictures because they're fucking bomb. I look so good, and I'm proud of myself for having 3 kids and looking that good. This is pre-boob injections, also boob injections, pre-boob implants. And I was proud of my boobs then. I'm fucking proud of my boobs now, and I had the confidence to fucking do so. I look bomb as fuck, and my story's even more. Like, forget the pictures. The story's fucking awesome, and it's true to the heart. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. This photographer is fucking everything. I've only worked with him once, but he's just like totally different than any photographer I've ever worked for. Fucking awesome. I cannot wait. So when that comes out, I'll let you guys know. I'm really excited for this video we're shooting. I haven't done a video shoot in a while, actually. It's a year ago yesterday, I was in a music video for a local artist, and it's like, I post all that shit to my TikTok, but not very many people, like, you know, people hate on your reels and stuff, but don't actually give a fuck to go down. His music is fucking everything. Hate on me all you want. I was a dancer in the video. I'm not a stripper. I never was a stripper. Okay, that's not who I am. I love strippers. Strippers are great. Sometimes we go to the strip club. We have fucking fun. But I'm not a stripper. Okay. Do I want to take pole dancing classes? Absolutely. That looks like one hell of a fucking awesome, fun workout. And I actually have a stripper pole. I was trying to be cute one time, and I swung around it, and the fucking thing went, because it's a cheap fucker. You have to have the stripper poles that bolt into your ground, and we have a really nice house, so it's like, do we really want to put that into the floor? Yes, but we got to figure out where we want to do it, where we want to put it. But we're just like, we have fun. Fuck your opinions about it. Where was I going with that? I'm still like all over the place. It's this coffee. And anyone else still obsessed with the Charlie drink? I don't really know who Charlie is. My kids do. But I love her drink. Her drink is really good. I'm so happy they still have it. So yeah, it's kind of all over the place again, but I just want to let you guys know, like, fucking do something, enjoy your life. I feel like I was given a second chance with that horse accident, and I'm so happy, even though I'm like, I've got a little bit of like deformity here, but I fucking model with the deformity. I swing around, dance, and have fun, and I've never been happier ever since this. Like, there is no excuses. There's no excuses to chase your dreams. Just fucking try. You know, everyone's like, oh, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I'm too whatever. It's like, let your personality fucking shine and just fucking do something. Also, yes, still got all this stuff in here. When we camp, like, the camper is not like huge. It's just enough for us to like sleep and cook or whatever. So I keep all of our like clothes and towels and stuff in my Suburban. So the Suburban is kind of like our second little area, and it keeps things organized. Everyone has their own totes, and it's a way for us to keep the camper clean. Now I gotta make the camper cute. Bo's gonna get all the stuff. He's never hooked up like the sewer and stuff and like water, so we've always had to go like use the showers, which the showers are actually really nice at this place, so I'll probably still shower there anyway. But I want him to get the hang of setting it up, so if there's a place that's like shitty, then we can have access. And he's nervous about it, but I believe in him. He can do it, and it needs to be done. Like, we're not gonna go camping without fucking water and sewer. Like, no. So he's gonna figure that out today, hopefully. We're gonna go grocery shopping. I cannot wait to see the kids. Oh my god, I'm so excited. We're gonna go swimming. They have a fucking awesome pool, and I hope the weather gets nice because Mama needs a tan. I got some cute swimsuits. So the swimming suits, you guys, I showed you in that shop with me thing or whatever the fuck I called it. It was my Brazilian butt lift video. Those swimming suits are everything. They're like super cute. I thought they were just like dumb TJ Maxx swimming suits. They're actually fucking awesome. So I'm excited. Oh, there's Applebee's. I love Applebee's. Applebee's my favorite. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. No, seriously, Applebee's is bomb. I love Applebee's. Bo almost got kicked out of Applebee's yesterday. Love him. Okay. Well, I love you guys. I am going to let you go because, again, this was long-winded, but let me know if you want to hear more of my spiritual stories that are actual things that cannot be explained. I love you. Be who you want to be, bitch. You only have this one life.